All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keyboard Warriors. Apologies for the last link not working. Google Hangouts does do that shit once in a while, so fuck it, we're going to a new link. Retweet the shit out of this one if possible, so other people can get it too. All right, like to welcome in Justin. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How are you fellows, a.k.a. cocksuckers, doing tonight?
Oh, wow, he got started early. All right, and then the guy that has his beard on the line for the Conor McGregor-Aldo fight, Fred Kirby from Gem City Fighting and Standard Bank Radio. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fucking fantastic. How are y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good, but I'm waiting to see when Aldo wins, you're going to go clean. That's going to be weird as fuck. That's going to be a weird show.
You know what sucks for y'all is I'm going to be even better looking then. Ain't that a bitch? Then I'll be even better looking than all y'all.
You know what? You better put on like a samurai mask with that fucking bun, man. Like straight up. That's what you're going to be, like a clean shaven.
What was the movie that Tom Cruise was in? Fucking
Last Samurai?
Was that it?
Where they cut off the bun?
Yeah, leave that part out, Justin. Fuck, that's me.
All right, there you go. I think that guy gets fucking killed though, doesn't he? He gets shot a few times.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
All right, and from Standard Bang Radio, Aaron Robbins with a cup of tea today. How you doing, man?
Good. Doing real good.
All right, let's get right into it. UFC 187, massive event. I thought it was a pretty damn good event, honestly, from top to bottom. New champion at 205. Some people calling him the paper champion. We'll get into that. Vitor Belfort, is he done? And Chris Weidman for real, because he told you he was, and he says join the team now. And Donald Cerrone gets a title shot off a busted jaw. And big ups to John McDessie for actually taking that fight. But first, let's talk about the prelims. We'll start with Aaron. Any fight on the prelims that you thought was pretty good?
I thought they were all pretty good. Name a couple. We'll talk about them.
Yeah, you always be sneaking up on that shit with people with Eddie. Fucking give us the fights. Refresh our memories. You be sneaking up on motherfucker.
Let me pull out the fights, man. First of all, by the way, if you joined us for that the live campaigning that we did, that actually was pretty popular. Got a lot of views on it. A lot of people commenting that we did pretty good with it. So that might be something we might look into doing. Some people are requesting we do other shows like World Series of Fighting and Bellator. Might be something to look into in the future. So we'll see here. But,
yeah, I'm definitely for Bellator and World Series of Fighting because I don't really even pay attention to those fights.
Well, there you go. All right, and
prelims.
Yeah, prelims. My bad. Okay, let's talk about the weird decision between Uriah Hall and Rafael Natal. I thought Uriah Hall won that fight. I thought he won that fight, and then the decision went the other way. Aaron, your opinion on that fight?
Okay, now I had Uriah Hall winning. I figured he would win, but I talked with Fred about this earlier, and I can see where the judges were coming from, where Hall clearly took round one. Round two was very inactive for both guys. I think Uriah Hall fighting with anger wasn't a great idea. Natal had that power double, took him down, did a little bit of damage. Hall didn't really do too much, and I guess it was all based on the third round. But I would have to say just because Natal looked busy. I think that's what the judges saw. A lot like with that Ali Aquinta fight with George Masvidal. He just looked busier. He wasn't getting any more done. He just looked busier, and it looked like Hall refused to pull the trigger. So I could see where they were coming from, but I can also see why a lot of people were shocked by that decision.
Yeah, Justin, you guys see that fight? What did you think of the decision? Or did you get to see it?
I didn't get to see it, man. I missed out. But with what you guys were saying, I'm gonna go with you guys here. Y'all are pretty knowledgeable of what happened, so whatever you guys say is okay in my book.
All right, Fred. You're right. Look, and I agree with both you and Aaron. Uriah Hall was just holding back, man. The guy, I don't know, he was afraid of getting taken down or whatever the fuck was going on. Rafael Natal did have some nasty leg kicks, but he wasn't that impressive. What do you think of that?
I tell you what I think about that. I can't stand watching Rafael Natal fight. I don't know what it is about that dude, but he always rubs me the wrong way, man. Didn't Tim Kennedy knock him out?
I think so.
There you go. That's what you get, Rafael Natal. You get knocked out by Tim Kennedy.
So aren't you the guy who's always telling me not to bring up ancient history? He's won his last two fights and he looked great in the one before.
Looked great. Against fucking who?
Hey, his striking never looked better. Eddie, who did he fight before Uriah Hall?
It was a fucking snoozer, whoever it was, I tell you that, because Rafael Natal's been on my shit list for a while.
Listen,
As far as exciting fighting goes.
Listen, hype train, you're not supposed to steal my hate this early in the fucking episode. I don't know if you had a bad day. Fucking settle down.
There's no fucking train to be hyped with that cocksucker.
All right, so his last 3 fights, Chris Camozzi and Tom Watson and Uriah Hall, all decisions.
Yeah, you betcha they were. All fucking snorefest decisions. I don't know, man. I think Uriah Hall probably won that fight, but we've seen worse decisions, right? Like, I don't think that he gets to complain. He don't get to complain that much. I think that Uriah Hall won the fight, but as far as bad decisions go, like Aaron was saying, the fucking Jorge Masvidal Iaquinta fight was a way worse decision in my fucking point of view. So, whatever, Jack. He, like you said, Uriah Hall be slacking off. He acts like he's reluctant to really fucking unload on somebody. He probably should have been able to finish Natal, and he did what he does and waits and was kind of timid, and he fucking lost the decision because of it.
What's the thing? After a couple good performances, Hall just looked like he just, I don't know where he's coming out. Just like, remember when he was in Tough, he sent a couple dudes to the hospital, and then he came out, and his first couple fights were dog shit, complete dog shit. And then, Dana White called him out or whatever the fuck he said about him. And then, he comes out, has a couple really, really good fights, or pretty good fights. Wins that one where he broke his freaking toe, and then comes out with this bullshit, this fight. I thought it was bullshit. I thought Uriah Hall should have done way better.
That's the exciting thing. And having his little full-ball investment in his belt, that's the most exciting thing I've ever seen out of Uriah Hall. To tell you the truth, I don't really care for the guy because he has a lack of pulling the trigger. Now, there has to be other fights that didn't suck so hard that we are skipping over. Let's talk about the best fights. And Kirby, turn your mic back on. Let's talk about the best fights of the of the prelims.
My cocksucking worshiper's being loud as fuck, so I'm trying to be.
Did you just say worker?
Jesus Christ! Don't fucking start with the mouth. Come on, what fucking fights? Come on, Eddie, refresh our memories.
One more shitty fight, real quick. There's one more shitty fight I want to talk about.
Christ.
The sparring session between John Dodson and Zach Makovsky. That was to me, I was kind of dog shit. I wasn't impressed whatsoever. I don't know. I thought it was garbage. Kirby, what'd you think?
A little bit. I think maybe expectations might have been a little high on Dodson. He's been gone for a long fucking time, man. I think people probably expected him to come out and fucking thunderstrike homeboy, and he didn't. And when he didn't, I think it was kind of a bit of a letdown. So it wasn't a bad fight, was it? It wasn't bad.
I didn't enjoy it whatsoever.
It was a wash.
It was a wash. It was a wash machine.
I'll tell you what about these fucking fights where the announcers right away are like, these guys are good friends. And they're fucking slapping high fives and tickling each other's cups and giving each other hugs. You can't fucking do that shit. You can't do that shit. You don't have to be fucking mortal enemies in there. But if you just got them hanging out at Dave & Buster's winning free tickets from the fucking hoops game, you can't go in there and fucking put on a fight. You get the same thing we did from Donald Cerrone and Benson Henderson. You get a hard sparring match. And fucking nobody pays to see hard sparring. That shit sucked. Yeah, okay, in all honesty, Dodson was gone a while, right? And nobody really likes John Dodson. Even he admits that he annoys people. The guy that he was up against, the rank difference was so much, he should have fucking plowed through him, especially with that quote-unquote one-punch knockout power. So, no, that fight sucked.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one. Let's talk real quick about the Russian, Islam Makhachev and Leo Kuntz. Sorry.
Jesus Christ with the cunts.
Sorry, I can't help it. The word cunts is it slips out so easily.
You know what the funniest thing is? In this event, we had a dong and a cunts. How come they didn't fight? Dong versus cunts.
I wish they would have fought each other. I really do. That would have been the most fun live tweet ever. Like Dong hits him with the cunts. Hits him right in the cunts. Fuck, I messed up.
Yeah.
And Dong mounts cunts.
Yo, your washer really is fucking loud as shit.
Yeah,
I fucking told you,
Jesus Christ. Your fucking worshiper's out of control. Hey, I'll tell you what about that Russian guy. He looked damn good. Leo Kuntz didn't look that great. But he's frozen that way, too. That's the funniest shit. I think that fight went exactly like it was supposed to. I mean, what was the Russian guy, 12? And Leo Kuntz was making his debut?
They both made their debut, so.
I can't have Fred frozen like that on the fucking screen.
I'm not fucking frozen, cocksuckers. I'm just fucking posing. I'm not frozen. I'm posing. Big difference. And yeah, For the record, the Russian invasion is real. Clearly, the Russian beat the shit out of that cunt. Cunts.
I don't even care. Look,
He did. He did, though.
You guys need to get him. Yeah. Andrew Reed tweets over, Dong pounds cunts. I think he said that during the event. We were talking about that shit.
So, but seriously, though, that dude is like one of Nurmi's main training partners, right? And is he undefeated? Was that Russian undefeated, too?
Yeah.
Can we fucking mute Aaron? Can I do that from here?
Why?
I can look in trouble. I fucking I see him going.
I've never heard of the guy you were talking about. I think it's Nurmagomedov, isn't it?
Yeah, a fucking Nurmi. All right, his main training partner.
It's another one. It's another one on the long hype train that is Fred Kirby. So it is what it is. But here's the thing about that: he ended up translating for Makhachev. He didn't even do that good of a job. But overall,
little funny fact: I'm pretty sure that he sustained an injury while he was doing the translating.
Cute cocksucker. Couldn't get away without dropping one. I tell you what, though, these fucking Russians are tough, and what's funny is that dude actually fought like Nurmi. Did you notice that? Like that kind of aggressive, grappling fight. You don't think he did, Mr. Tea Drinker? I thought he did.
No, I think that he's a combat sambo fighter, and so yeah, there's going to be some similarities. But he actually got work done against cunts. He wasn't just kind of ragdolling him and trying to take his back all day long.
True. Now let's move on here to another fight. Dong Hyun Kim against Josh Berkman. It's a fight that I did not think was going to be competitive whatsoever, but it ended up going 3 rounds with Kim ended up submitting Berkman. Does Berkman even belong in the UFC at this point? Anybody? Justin?
No, I don't think he does. They brought him back for the one. Man, I would have got rid of him after that last fight he had. That was pathetic against Lombard or whatnot. Mm-hmm. That was bad. But this one just got submitted by the stun gun, man. I like the guy as much as anybody else. I know Kirby's on the Asian bandwagons and shit, but I like the stun gun. But man, Berkman just doesn't belong in there, dude. He doesn't. He disagrees.
Are you sure? Because he almost killed Joe Riggs with the death touch. If you remember, he didn't have to do nothing.
Killed almost numerous times.
He almost exploded Joe Riggs' neck with the Dem Mock there. So I don't know, man. My fucking
Joe Riggs still out. Exploded himself with a gun. Forget.
Yeah, Joe Riggs almost killed himself while cleaning his gun. Yeah, okay, dude, we believe that shit. Well, maybe we do believe that shit. He's that dumb.
Hey, I talked to him about that. He shot himself in the leg while watching the fucking American Idol and eating grapes.
Eating grapes and watching American Idol? Holy shit! That was it. Okay, why are you doing that?
Hey, if I ever watch American Idol, I fucking want to shoot myself too. So I totally understand.
All right, Kirk, what'd you think of Berkman against Kim?
I thought it was a good fight, man. I think that Dong Hyun Kim's striking leaves a little to be desired because Berkman was still kind of piecing him up throughout that fight. Like, if I'm not mistaken, fucking didn't Berkman like rock him in the first round?
Yeah, he had him in the spot.
Fucking big time. Yeah, I think he actually rocked him a couple times throughout the fight, man. Dong Hyun Kim's tough. I think he's one of those guys, though, man, that his striking is never really going to catch up to his grappling. So if he can fight his fight, he's going to be tough. As far as fucking Berkman being in the UFC, as much as I like Berkman, probably not. Fuck. No. What is he, 1-2 now in his most current UFC run?
I don't even know, dude. I barely watched that, dude.
Yeah, 1-2. He lost to Lombard and lost to Kim, and he almost killed Joe Riggs with the Phantom Touch.
Okay, so I tell you what, give him another fight. Give him a step down in competition and see what he can do. Like I said, he did piece up Dong Hyun Kim, so maybe he don't need to be necessarily cast away to the WSOFs and the Bellators of the world just yet, but he needs to take a fucking big step down in competition, that's for sure.
Yeah, go back to World Series fighting with John Fitch, where he actually beat John Fitch. That's kind of what it is. All right, the first fight on the main card was Joseph Benavidez against John Moraga. Joseph Benavidez, you know, honestly, for as high of look, there's a big difference between John Moraga. Moraga's kind of down here, and Benavidez, in my opinion, is up here. Benavidez might be just a better John Moraga, much faster, physically, stronger, just better skilled fighter than Moraga. I was surprised he couldn't finish John. Although John is a really, really tough guy, I'm surprised he couldn't finish him. Aaron, what do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think I pretty much just agree with that assessment. I think some of it too is just styles make fights. There's fights when Joe Benavidez looks like a world beater, and then other times he just can't get the job done. I think if you get a guy who really pays attention to his grappling as much as Benavidez does, then, because that's usually where Joey gets it done. And that's what it is with Moraga. He's got a great ground game, so they just kind of negated each other. I actually expected more out of that fight. I would have liked to finish, but what the fuck.
Yeah, at the that little flurry they had at the end of the fight, I thought that's how the entire fight should have gone. But Fred, what do you think of that fight?
I thought it was a good fight. I thought it was a good showing for Benavidez. I feel sorry for Benavidez, man. Like, a lot of cats, if they lose a couple times to the champ, they just fucking, don't drink no water for about 3 years. They drop another weight class and they're ready to rock. He's down as far as he can go, son. There's no dropping. There's no fucking straw weights for the men just yet. Although I heard it's coming, but until then, he can't. He's not going to be able. I don't even know if he gets another fight with fucking DJ, let alone wins it. But it does seem like he's in that odd spot where he's kind of like clearly better than everybody else in the division. Maybe Ian McCall. Like, where does he go from here, right? Who the fuck does who does he fight next?
He's that division's Chad Mendez.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it puts him in a fucking bad spot. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't know what you would do with him. Does Ian McCall's got a fight coming up, doesn't he?
I don't know. He's always injured, so I don't even bother looking for him.
I think he's got somebody coming up. Whoever Ian McCall is fighting, Joseph Benavidez to fight the winner of that fight, I guess to fight DJ a motherfucking again. They need to fucking flyweight needs some new blood, man.
What's funny? Hey, Benavidez could always go the Fallon Fox route. Go 115 on that.
Did you really even say that?
No, I was joking.
Fuck, this is already a low-class show. We don't need to go any further.
Ian McCall does not have a fight coming up. He actually he lost at UFC 183 in January to Lineker. No, he has no fights coming up. He's the thing. He can't even make fists. His hands are always fucked up.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you give him that loser, Scott Jorgensen? Let him look good for one fight. Let him beat the fuck out of Scotty Jorgensen. That'd be a good one.
I like Scott Jorgensen, man. Let's not send him out of the UFC just yet. That guy's fun.
I don't give a fuck if you like him. I don't care if you guys do shots after fucking work. I said let him trash him. I said nothing about the popularity contest.
I hear you. All right. Let's move on here to... Okay, this is probably like the most exciting first or only round of the fight that I've seen in a long time from the heavyweights. Andrei Arlovski knocking out, or TKO and Travis Brown. That was wild as shit. They came out firing. Andre catches Travis. The fight kind of seemed to go a little too long at times. You got some people were calling for the ref to stop it after Brown got the shit knocked out of him. Then Brown catches him, drops Arlovski. Arlovski looks like he's in trouble. He gets up, hurts Travis Brown again, finishes him with strikes. That was a fun fight. That was what you expect from a heavyweight fight. Aaron, what'd you think?
I think Hoppa's fucked is what I think. Some guys that look great for a little while, they have 1 or 2 losses and that's it. And I think that's where Travis Brown is. Something is gone in Hoppa. He's fucked up. I do like the fact that they moved Arlovski up for 4. Then I heard somebody say, give Arlovski. I can't remember who they were talking about giving Arlovski. I think it should be Stipe Miocic and Arlovski. I think that'd be a great fight. I'd like to see that. 2 big athletic guys who can keep it going, standing. You're not too worried about takedowns. Well, in the last fight with Stipe, yeah, but he knew what was up with Mark Hunt. I think those guys would keep it standing and bang it out. I'd really like to see Arlovski and Miocic.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think Stipe would be too afraid of taking shots from Arlovski. Although Arlovski did just knock out Travis Brown, and he did put Bigfoot to sleep. It was TRT less Bigfoot, but still. Andrew Reed tweeting over, the Arlovski fight was fucking insane. One of the best rounds I've seen in years. I agree with that.
That's right. I saw a bunch of people. I think it was I don't know, like Front Row Brian and a couple of those guys. Fucking Mark Ramondi. Give Arlovski near. What? Why the fuck would you why would you do that? He just beat number 3 or 4. Why would you give him a lesser opponent? No, right now, I think the Stipe and Arlovski makes sense because right now they're trying to build momentum for the Cinderella story that is Andrei Arlovski. That's never going to happen because his chin is suspect. But, you know, I think that would be good. If Stipe wastes him, then we know Stipe is a little bit more legit. If somehow Arlovsky starches Stipe, well, then you have some kind of suspicion about Stipe's place in the world.
Yeah, definitely. Here's the thing, too, is I don't know. I think those guys, you know, like Front Row Brian and Raimondi might just be Mir fans. Although Raimondi did tweet out later in the event that he's a fucking idiot. And I fucking agree 100%. You're an idiot, Raimondi. I got to say it. That guy's a douchebag.
And he knows it because he favorited your tweet.
Yeah, he fucking favored. I thought it was hilarious. Like, that was probably the best part of the whole thing. I tweeted it out going, this fucker's just going to be like, oh, fucking hater block. No, he favored it. He fucking knows he's a dipshit, so fuck him. Anyway, Fred Kirby, what do you think of that fight?
I don't know, man. Am I fucking, like, tripping on acid? Is it 2005? Are we talking about Andrei Arlovsky possibly getting a fucking title shot? Like, he's one fight away, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
He's one fight away from getting a fight. He's got to be, man. I mean, he beat fucking silly-ass Bigfoot, which was a decent win at the time. Travis Brown is a legit-ass win. He beats fucking, like you said, I mean, I think they're going to give him the Stipe fight. Honestly, I think that's the fight they do make. And if he fucks around and knocks out Stipe, nowhere else to fucking go but to the title shot. Andrei Arlovsky could possibly get a title shot in 2015. That's fucking insane. Or at the very best, like, beginning of next year. You know, I think that fucking Andrei Arlovsky is a good fucking point of how mental this game is. You know, there's a fucking guy that, when he's not there, can look like shit. He can be boring. He can get fucking beat easily. He can look demoralized. I've seen Arlovsky flat look like he wants to quit. Like, Arlovsky's looked bad in several performances, man. And then all of a sudden, like, he fucking gets down there with Greg Jackson. Greg puts the fucking voodoo magic on him. All of a sudden, he's got a little pep in his step. He gets a knockout. He comes out guns a-blazing. He's fucking got 2 knockouts now against credible opponents. Fucking, like Aaron said, Cinderella story, man. Fucking onward and upward. Great performance. And the fucking fight, he did get clipped the one time and dropped, which gave it a nice little bit of excitement there, too. And I tell you what, I did put a little bit of money on Arlovsky right before the fight. All you cute pricks always fucking pointing out when I lose. I fucking won.
You won $30!
So fucking what? Don't minimize it, Eddie. I won.
Hey,
I fucking called it.
Fred, I got a question for you. Did you put that $37 on the subscription for the UG so we could start throwing Stand and Bang up there?
That's a good fucking question, Aaron. Way to take the steam out of my cells. No, I haven't. I spent it on McDonald's for my little brats the next fucking morning.
Hey, you know who I want to hear from? Justin. Are you a...
And I got no idea what you're saying, man. You're cutting out right there. But, dude, I was the one who told fucking good old Kirby there to stick with his guns there. I wasn't even watching the fucking fight. So I got to watch the replay, and, man, it's unthinkable, you know, to see where Arlovsky's been and where he's come from, you know, where he's gone. It is a very head-traumatic game. It's very in-your-mind game, you know, and I think one of those guys that has one of those issues right now is Travis Hoppa Brown, you know. He was incredible at the knockouts. I mean, he put fucking Alistair Overeem to sleep with that big-ass Superman punch or whatever, or I think it was somebody else. But whatnot, I think he was a knockout machine, then all of a sudden he's kind of lost his game. I think he needs to find it. He needs to learn to strike better instead of focusing on one strike. But you know, it's incredible to think how one person can be so low in the dumps and then come back. It's crazy. And I felt like shit when I missed that fight because I'm the biggest Andrei Arlovsky fanboy there is. I love Arlovsky, but it's just to think that he might be able to get a title shot it's unreal, and to think that he could be matched up with someone like Stipe would be incredible. I'd pay to watch that fight. I love that matchup. I don't know why Frank Mir was even brought into it. I love Aaron and Freddie's matchup with Stipe. I'd pay money all day to watch that fight.
Justin, which fights did you get to see?
I didn't get to watch any of them, but I went back and watched them on YouTube. I was out down in the coast.
Oh.
Kick me in the ass.
All right, man. Moving on here to a fight that was supposed to be great, ended up being actually pretty good. It was supposed to be Khabib Nurmagomedov Nurmi taking on Donald Cerrone. John Makdessi is a bad motherfucker for stepping up on such a short notice. Gets his jaw broken and ends up calling time out and quitting. It was At first it was weird. I was like, timeout. What the fuck is timeout? You can't call timeout.
No.
But
Fred, for real. Man, I hate to fucking make jokes because listen, I'm a bitch. They all can kick my ass. Let me get all that out there. I'm not trying to clown McDessie because he would bust me a new one, Jack. Let's get that on the table. I'm not clowning him, but when that motherfucker called a timeout, I'm like, yo, Cowboy just kicked him so hard he thinks he's fucking playing football. Like he literally looked at him with a full conscience and went, hold on, give me just a second. I'm sorry, the bull. You do not get to do that in this sport. The fight is over. I know you had a momentary lapse, and he did get his jaw broken, so that's fucked up, but wow.
Dude, I think that's what it is. He did this because he couldn't physically say, I quit. His fucking jaw was hanging off by the hinges.
Well, what the fuck? I don't know. Just fucking take a shot, swing at him, something. The timeout was not good.
It was fucking hilarious.
I'll tell you what, timeout was smart because old boy had taken plenty of damage. He had been kicked 3-4 times in the face, upside his head, plenty of times in the leg, in his body. He had taken a lot of damage from a superior opponent. So when you hear your jaw break, it is time to say fucking timeout. And I'm going to take this time to suck the power out of Fred Kirby right now because I know he's just waiting for the next fight. Yes, DC is champion. I don't give a shit. Go fuck yourself. AJ Gas, just like you said. Congratulations. I was wrong. Fuck you.
Oh, no. Don't think you're taking the easy way out, motherfucker. We got to fight next. We're going to ease it in nice and tight. Like a fucking girl's first anal experience. That's how we're doing you tonight with the AJ fight. Nice and slow.
No lube, nice and slow. What the fuck?
Whoa. Well, yeah, of course we're going to use lube, Eddie. What are you, an asshole?
No.
Jesus Christ. What are you, a sadist? Yes, I didn't say he was going to kill her.
Hey, I never said I was the president of the fucking Anthony Johnson fan club. I gotta tell you what, dude, I don't give a shit that he lost. I just don't like I just don't like DC's fat chicken eating ass laying all over everybody.
All right. Settle down. So Cowboy's going to get the title shot, right?
Yeah.
Are we happy with that over that win? Or what?
Well, Justin, with the win over McDessie, like he was supposed to fight Khabib, not there. He beat the shit out of McDessie, but McDessie's not even ranked. A lot of talk, obviously, Cowboys earned the title shot. He is 8 in a row. He deserves it. But there are some people that think he shouldn't get Mark Raimondi being the asshole that tweeted out. No, he said in a Super Fight for Pete Fight show that with a win over McDessie, Cowboy didn't deserve a title shot. And then he called himself a fucking idiot. I agree with you, Mark. You're an idiot. And then you favorited the tweet, so you know. And then, but now he gets a title shot. So Donald Cerrone versus RDA. What do you think?
Dude, he's got fucking 8 wins in a row, of course. Fucking throw him in there. Give him it. It's not his fault that fucking Khabib got hurt. I mean, he deserves a shot, dude. He's putting people out. He's doing his thing. Fucking give him a shot. He deserves it. That's my thought on it.
Yeah, now I agree with Justin on that because didn't they change their minds and now all of a sudden Jacare is going to get the shot?
What happened right there?
It changes all the time, man. I mean, Rockhold should probably get it, but now they're changing their mind and giving Jacare the title shot. You know, it's.
But that's on this point, though. That's on this point because we're all complaining that McDessie wasn't who you need to beat to get the title shot. Well, Jacare beat Camozzi, and Camozzi quit before anything happened to him. Exactly. As soon as he was back, he's like, I ain't fucking with this fucking Brazilian. I'm done. And he's going to get a title shot over that. Donald Cerrone could have been charged with attempted murder for what he did to McDessie. So, yeah, I think even if you're against a lesser opponent, if they have to have surgery and contemplate retirement after you whip their ass, yeah. Well, I mean, who the fuck else is going to get it, right? Khabib has a fucking torn anterior vaginal ligament, so, yeah, give Cerrone the fucking title shot.
That's cute.
Agreed.
That's your boy, Kirby. What's up?
No, that's fucking cute. That's cute. No, you know what? Honestly, dog, I think the Cowboys should get the shot. I mean, what the fuck, man? Who else they gonna give it to, right? Like, Nurmi is hurt. He should get it if he wasn't hurt, but he's hurt. So, like, I mean, I guess here's a fucking important question before we, like, and quickly, so because we can get to the fucking Vitor fight. Do you think that the fucking fight goes any differently with RDA? I mean, I'm sure Mr. Cowboy fanboy over there, Aaron, thinks that this time around Cowboy's going to give him hell.
Well, this then on the other flip side of the coin, weren't you surprised how RDA performed against Wheaties Box?
Whoa, what?
Aren't you surprised how RDA performed against Wheaties Box?
Yeah, I was terribly.
And you were basing his fight with Pettis on one of his old fights. So you don't know, man. When he got beat by RDA, he wasn't on an 8-fight win streak. He wasn't this mentally fucking focused, and he wasn't straight starching fools left and right like he is now. I think RDA is in for a fucking rude awakening. That's what I think. And then we're both happy because fucking RDA Frankenstein ain't your champion, and I'm fucking loving on Cerrone. We both win on this one. There's no fucking argument, right?
Fair enough. Now, I'll tell you one thing, too. You know what? I was going to say I don't mean to make no accusations. Fuck it. I'm going to make an accusation. I think that goddamn RDA's cheating. I don't think his fucking talent gap shut down all that or opened up all that much. Whatever the fuck. I think he fucking got on the Vitor Belfort special and he's fucking learning new tricks or something because I just don't imagine how that dude got that fucking good all of a sudden.
It's the flat. It's the flat head.
Yeah. Bullshit. It's the juice in the water bottles.
Hey, look, but I'll say this. He did fuck up Pettis early. He fucked his eye up real early, so Pettis didn't even see shit coming. That could be part of it? No? Yes? I think so?
Yeah, could be.
That two combatants were in the ring and one of them sustained damage during the fight, and the one who sustained the most damage didn't fight as well?
I'm just saying. Anyway, all right, moving on to Vitor versus Weidman. Vitor saying he's no longer on the juice. On fucking at the weigh-ins, Weidman coming out and accusing him of still cheating. Whatever the fuck. Weidman dominated him during the fight. He did kind of hurt Chris Weidman a little bit. It looked like he hurt him one time, but Weidman just covered up, took the shots, took him down, beat the fuck out of him. Aaron, go ahead.
Hey, Justin, do you have kids?
Do I have what?
Kids.
You got kids?
Children.
I got one, but he's sleeping.
All right, and Freddie's got kids. You ever have a kid blow up a balloon too big, and then it takes a few days for it to get small, and it's all wrinkly and saggy? You see where I'm going with this?
I see where you're going with this.
That's what fucking Vitor looks like now that he ain't juicing. And I'll tell you what, if everybody who's watching wants to hear something funny, go watch Stand and Bang and listen to how Sam Alvey says Weidman. You'll laugh.
Dude, okay, let's talk about that just really, really quickly. I was listening to you guys' episode today. Every time you said Weidman, okay, I fucking laughed, okay? I laughed out loud because I was like, that's exactly how I'm going to say from now on. Chris Weidman, because you can just take that anywhere you want to.
He was fucking serious, too, because he didn't just say it wasn't a joke. It was like Weidman this and Weidman that. Anyways, now that we're on the subject of Weidman and Vitor looked like a fucking deflated water balloon. He looked like shit. His neck was skinny. And I'll tell you what, if he had done the juiced-up TRT Vitor, that little flurry he had against Weidman, that might have been the end of the fight, because that's how he does shit, man. He swarms. He swarms on you when it's done. Look what he did with Rich Franklin way back in the day against Vanderlei. I mean, that's just how he wins fights. It's what he did against Rockhold, one punch, and then he swarms. He was hitting him, hand behind his head, upper. They cut him a little bit, and Weidman looked at him and was like, watch this, fucker. Boop, right on him. He fucking mounted him just like that. And then you're talking about a guy, a fucking Brazilian guy, who's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Weidman just got his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He mounted him effortlessly, and then just beat the fucking dog shit out of him. So I would have to say that Vitor Belfort, minus the cheese's juice, needs to get the fuck out of here. He's been fighting long enough. If he can't cheat no more in America, maybe he should go hit 1FC and get all fucking ripped again like he looked like when he was 19, when he was eating horse meat and fucking testosterone and everything else under the sun. Go beat up a couple of fucking surprised-looking Asians.
Yeah, there you go. Get Vanderlei and Vitor over at 1FC. Make that super fight.
That's a fucking great idea right there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What'd you think of Weidman and Vitor?
I tell you what, dude, it's hard not to be. What the fuck? Look at me, right on the motherfucking hype train, son. In the front row, dog. I think Weidman's the baddest motherfucker on planet Earth, Jack. That motherfucker, if I ain't a prisoner of the moment, ain't nobody. Listen, that shit was impressive. Like Aaron said, dude, for dude being a black belt, you got to imagine that Vitor Belfort has been doing jiu-jitsu for quite a while. and Chris Weidman fucking mounted and destroyed him in, like, I don't know, 90 seconds. Like, that's how the fuck you ground and pound somebody. Fucking methodically and aggressively and fucking, fight fucking finishingly. Like, he fucking was looking for the finish completely, like, I don't know, dog. Chris Weidman, I was one of those people that wasn't really sold on dude before. Like, he had the weird fights with Anderson, and then the Machida fight was actually kind of close. But I gotta say, dude, he fucking demolished Vitor. And I guess you could say that maybe it was because he didn't have the TRT on him or whatever. But short of that, dude, Vitor did just fucking starch Luke Rockhold, who is like the hot commodity of the moment. Did you just fart? What's the matter with your nose there?
No, dude, I'll let you know if that happens. No, dude, Vitor was all fucking kinds of juiced up when he beat Rockhold, and he wasn't even a quarter of the same. No, it wasn't even a quarter of the same fucking performance this time around. What the hell are you talking about?
No, and Hill kicked him.
No, man. If you look at his physique, and that shit does make a difference. It does make him more powerful. The technique was there against Weidman. He had all the technique in the world against Weidman. He just couldn't hurt Weidman. He uppercut him 7 times, and he was just like, what the fuck, nothing. It looked like a little boy trying to beat up a man. And that's another thing about Weidman, is the fucker's big. Like, I guess I really didn't get that impression from some of his other fights. He is a big fucking guy. You know what I mean? Luke Rockhold's a big guy too, but I got to say that depending on how it goes with Jacare, I'm going to go with Weidman against Jacare. But you know what? I think that we got a champion who's going to stick a while. I'm gonna join my fucking buddy over here and join right on the hype train.
No, I like Chris Weidman a lot, and I think he's going to be champ for a while. I would rather see him against Rockhold, though. But let's say they do make Weidman against Jacare. Justin, what do you think happens in a fight like that? Jacare is a guy with, I mean, he's been waiting for his title shot, finally, likely, looking like he's going to get it. Weidman, Jacare, how do you see it going down?
The dude doesn't stand a chance, dude. I think the best fighter that's going to have a stand chance is Rockhold. I don't think Jacare is going to stand much of a chance. But, man, I'm glad I jumped on that bandwagon when I did, man. The last 2 all-columns I had come out, I went against Weidman. And, dude, I felt like such a dumbass, dude. I was personally there at the Machida fight, and it was just, I just thought to myself, man, how can I keep going against this motherfucker, man? He just keeps coming out and putting on shows. I thought the Anderson Silva fights were flukes. But fuck, man, I can't do it no more. I can't put it against myself. So I'm gonna side with Kirby. I'm gonna side with my man Aaron over there. I'm hopping on that bandwagon too. We got a few differences in other fighters, but I think we all agree with Weidman on this one.
All right. Anything else on this fight before we move on to the main event?
Yes. Yeah. Before we go on, I do want to say that another thing about Weidman that I really like, besides a little bit of that silly New York accent that he has. When they tried to get him to shit on Vitor after the fight and he wouldn't, I was impressed with that because you know that there was a beef at weigh-ins and stuff like that. And he was like, far be it from me to shit on a guy after I just fucking trounced him. I wasn't too happy with some of the results, but he's a legend. Everybody give him a big round of applause. And hey, everybody love me. Stop fucking doubting me. I like that. Me and Kirby have that common where somebody's good on the mic afterwards. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, I do agree with you. That was pretty fucking cool. He's kind of a hard guy not to like, actually. Like, legit, the dude's a fucking undefeated, nice guy. But quickly, before we get off of this topic, I actually think that Jacare is a worse matchup for him than Luke Rockhold. I think Jacare... Huh?
In what way?
I think Jacare's grappling would be an issue. I think that if fucking Chris Weidman gets the takedown on Jacare, it's not going to be such a fucking easy night. Quite frankly, I don't think Chris Weidman wants to be on the ground with Jacare necessarily. And his striking is good, but I think Jacare's got enough power to actually make it interesting, man. I think that Chris Weidman can take down Luke Rockhold and out-muscle him on top. I don't think he can do that to Jacare.
I disagree. I think that he's far more technical as a striker. Jacare throws fucking big looping punches. And I think that Weidman's takedown defense is going to be good enough that that's not going to be a thing. I think that fight will get decided with a punch. I think that Jacare keeps trying for the takedown, doesn't get it. Weidman lands a big shot, stuns him, and then beats the fuck out of him just like he did with Vitor.
I think Weidman Mark Munoz is him.
Whoa, what?
Hey, I think Mark Munoz is him right there. He's gonna catch him from the sleep, maybe with an elbow again.
Well, listen. All due fucking respect to Mr. Munoz. He's no fucking alligator, okay? Or crocodile, or whatever the fuck that translates from Portuguese. I know it's one of those fucking creatures.
All right, real quick, Mike Jarvis tweeting over the picture of Weidman and Mayweather looking like after his fight. Is Mayweather's just a fucking bad way to jump motherfucker, but I can't stand Mayweather, man. But you guys see that picture for some reason?
Nope.
All right, it's not that impressive, but go check your
man.
man.
Come on, let's ease the tip in, boys.
All right.
There we go.
We're only in for a little bit left.
It's that time.
It's that time. Let's talk about the main event. Daniel Cormier defeating Anthony Johnson via rear naked choke. And he's the new champion. Aaron, let's go with you because you weren't too happy about that.
Hey, you guys have to deal with a fat, fucking unathletic, wet blanket as champion. Congratulations. Enjoy it while it lasts because he's the paper champ. When John Jones comes back, it'll be the same fucking story as it was before. But I will tell you this. I will give DC mad props for what he did to fucking Ryan Bader at the post-fight press. That's some funny shit, man. Ryan Bader hanging back like he's something. I'm gonna start some shit. And he's like, you know what? I wanted the easiest fight in the division. I wanted the easiest fight, so I picked Ryan Bader. Get the fuck out of here. And Bader, like a fucking little dejected child, okay, fine, fuck. What a bitch.
Yeah, dude, I watched that shit because I stayed up for the press conference. I was laughing so hard. Ryan Bader pretended he even has a shot against Daniel Cormier. And Mike Jarvis was actually tweeting over asking about when we're going to talk about Ryan Bader. Ryan Bader's got no shot against DC, man. And DC, just like you said, is, you know, it's your opinion, it's paper champ, whatever. But DC stomps on him real bad. But
okay, let me jump in here and just say, first off, Aaron, go fuck yourself because you was wrong. Just a quick one with there. You was wrong. AJ gassed out. I'll give you this though. When he fucking socked him in the first 3 seconds and he fucking DC went sliding across the cage, I went motherfucker. For about fucking 10 seconds, I thought, cocksucker, he's going to get knocked out and I'm never going to live this down. And then, like, Fedor got things under control. He grabbed a hold of him and he took the fucking fight into his hands. But I'll tell you this, man. I don't know if you guys liked it. And I definitely love this kind of shit, though. But I thought DC's after-fight shit was great.
Yeah, when he went, John Jones, get your shit together, boy. I'm waiting for you.
I'm waiting for you. That shit's tight, man. Like and listen, that's good because you're right, man. He is a paper champ. I like DC, but I like that he's not acting like John Jones doesn't exist. He knows that he lost to John Jones. DC's a real competitor. He probably wants that fight back. I'm sure in his heart of hearts, he thinks he can beat John Jones. I'm sure everybody on this panel would disagree with him, even me being a DC fan. But judging by their last fight, who would think DC could win? Now, that being said, Cain Velasquez got knocked out by fucking Junior Dos Santos the first time they fought, and then went on to trounce him 2 times after that. So I'm sure a part of DC talks to Cain and says, hey, man, I could fucking beat this guy if we fight again. So I think that was a good idea for him to run right at John Jones and go, you know what, I'm not going to act like I'm some, fuck that, John Jones, I'm waiting on you. Get your shit together, come back. So I thought, great performance, way to call out the fucking champ. As far as Ryan Bader goes, that shit was tight, him fucking playing Ryan Bader. The sad thing about it is, that's probably the fight we get next, right?
I hope not. I hope not.
Fucking 45 seconds before DC murders him. Anyways, I'll tell you this. Like I can't get with DC. I've never liked him. I will be perfectly honest. The reason why I don't like him is just it's a visceral thing. Like I see the guy, the fucking gap in his teeth, the way that he fucking announces. I just can't stand the guy. I just don't like him a bit. Has nothing to do with his skill. He's very skilled. I will tell you this. I'm very troubled with Anthony Johnson. Like when you have such a glaring hole in your game, he still gasses horribly after fucking 2.5 minutes. Dude, you hit like a fucking truck. You do everything great. Now go for some runs. Do some fucking wind sprints. Get a goddamn cardio monster to fucking make you do some hills and shit. Fucking tighten up that hole in your game. Because seriously, I thought I was going to be able to shit on Kirby for the next 6 months when he walloped him with that one fucking shot and DC face planted. I was like, yeah! And then as soon as he put that one punch, you seen him have to grab his legs and be like, whoo, man, I got heavy fists. Son of a bitch. I'm like, fuck, there it is. Fuck over.
Hey, it's not very often that you see somebody look so gassed in a fight. He fucking looked like he was fucking taking fucking breaths like a fat broad. Running up a fucking flight of stairs. He was fucking gasping for air towards the end.
Yeah, real quick. Mike Jarvis tweeting over, when Rumble hit DC and he felt everyone shit their pants. Andrew Reed tweeting, Rumble will always gas. He's too muscle-bound. I have to agree with that. Justin, when did you get to hear the part, because you said you watched the fight on YouTube, did you get to hear the part where Rumble's coach yells out, man up?
No, I didn't. I didn't get to hear that part.
Yeah, dude, he yelled out "man up" to Rumble when he was getting beat up in that round. What happens with Rumble now? What do you do with Rumble?
Fuck, man. I mean, let him take another fight or two. I mean, what do people think? What would happen if he would have fought John Jones instead of DC? How do you guys see that fight going down? I'm kind of curious. I would like to see that fight still.
Now that I saw how terribly he did against DC, I think Jones would have fucking buried him, dude. John Jones is a cardio machine. Andrew Reed, you might have a good point. He may have to change fucking body composition. That's the problem. We see this one. Okay, here's another good example. It's a bad example, but it's a good example. Check Congo. Looks good on paper. Fucker starts sucking wind as soon as he walks the steps up to the cage. Son of a bitch gasses out real fast. All of these big fucking guys. Paul Horace, he starts sucking wind after about 90 seconds. It ain't the best thing in the world. Look at Donald Cerrone. He looks like a skeleton at weigh-ins, and he don't look that much better fighting. But that son of a bitch can go 25 minutes nonstop, and that's because the only thing he has to supply is his bone marrow, I guess. I'm not sure. But this big muscle-bound fucking bullshit, that's only impressive on the Beacher and magazines. If you're a fighter, you cannot have that. Apparently, you can be a soft, doughy black guy, but you can't be a big muscular guy and keep going and going and going. I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. No, I have to agree with that. But, real quick on Ryan Bader here. Yeah, I mean, who else do you put DC against? I mean, do you give him Ryan Bader while you wait for John Jones to come back?
It has to be, man. It's kind of like it's almost like Donald Cerrone at lightweight. It's just process of elimination. Like who else is there? You got Gustafson, but didn't just have to pull out of the fight? Like Gus ain't ready. And hell, he's coming off a loss, so you can't really do that. I mean,
you know what? Andrew Reed will argue that shit to the death with you. We went back and forth. We went back and forth on Sunday over and over again, and then he beat me with this fucking argument where he said, well, what do you do, bring Phil Davis back from Bellator? And I'm like, you're right, give Alex a shot, fuck it.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's the whole thing, though, right? We want to see a packed venue. We want to see good gate numbers. Fucking Ryan Bader has never made anybody turn a channel. Like, seriously, I don't have enough energy to watch Ryan Bader to change it from fucking Dora the Explorer over to fucking UFC if Ryan Bader's in the cage. I do not give a fuck. Although, if the Mauler came over and tried his hand at DC, yeah, I'd watch that. I don't give a fuck. You know what? I don't give a fuck if Ryan Bader's on a 100-fight winning streak. I don't give a shit. He sucks. And the epitome of that sucking was him getting fucking owned by DC during a fucking press conference. If you can shut you down that bad talking, he's gonna fucking trounce you fighting.
Yeah, I had to agree with that. Ryan Bader doesn't deserve a title shot at all. But it was funny to me when he went up there like, what's up? What do you want to do? And just like Aaron was saying, DC's like, get the fuck out of my press conference. Fuck out of here. And Ryan Bader actually walked away. I was like, you can't do that. You got to make the security guys drag you away. You can't just fucking walk away because then you might as well not get up there. You fucking bark. You're not going to bite. What the fuck?
Yeah, did you guys see 2 days later, Ryan Bader says he's not going to take this shit.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah, obviously you are. You walked away like a dejected little bitch. Like a fucking kid and the vending machine was out of candy bars. Oh, shit.
But listen, though, before we wrap this shit up and get off this fight, a fight I want to see, and we hadn't actually made jokes about it before, but now that this fight played out the way it did, and if he can get over his legal troubles with Bellator, I would actually like to see Rampage and Anthony Johnson fight, man. I think it'd be a fun fight. Hey, look, man, that's what we all fucking say, but listen, When's the last time Rampage got smashed out by somebody on the feet? Like they just crushed him with strikes.
John Jones.
Kinda, but it was over the direct. When's the last time he got fucking knocked out with one punch? Like, he don't really get beat by guys like Anthony Johnson, if you think about it. When's the last time a devastating striker smashed? I mean, John Jones beat him, but it was methodically, and he submitted him. He didn't finish him with strikes.
No, but he whipped his ass with strikes first.
True.
But I will tell you this. I would like to see that fight because I do think there's the potential for that. I think Anthony Johnson lands the big shot and knocks him right the fuck cold, which I got to say at this point in my life, I would enjoy that.
I mean, it'd be fun. It would be a fun fight at the very least, man, and it would get AJ the rebound that he needs. Or, hey, who knows, right? All of us sit around thinking we're so goddamn smart. I bet you all of us, except for cute little Andrew Reed, fucking picked Hoppa to probably steamroll Andrei Arlovsky, and I'll be a son of a bitch if his old ass didn't come out and pull some bullshit off. So who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, Rampage might come out and flat starch AJ. As unlikely as that seems, you know, who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Mike Jar's tweeting over, Bader needs a reality check. I agree with that. Andrew Reed coming out quickly, just probably like a second after I said it. Alex gets the shot.
Yeah.
Gustafson.
Andrew Reed, reality check. Alex is not getting the shot.
What'd you think? What'd you say, Justin?
I said, what if Gustafson blows through Tex? What about that guy?
Well, no, he already pulled out of that fight.
Oh, he did? Fuck, man, I must not be paying attention.
Man, you don't watch no fights. You don't know who's in the divisions anymore. You got a fucking college football hat on. Do you even watch this sport? What are you doing on this show?
It's taking off, man. I was on leeway.
Justin's like, where's Chuck Liddell fighting next?
Yeah, what is he fighting next? What about Tito?
I'm messing with you now.
Tito's actually still fighting.
Hey, there's got... Fred, I humbly accept your ass beating. I was wrong. You were right. Congratulations.
All right. What's the scoreboard now between you two?
Well, the ones that matter, it's 1-0, Jack. Because that's the big one. And the next big one is the fucking Conor fight. Because we all talk a bunch of shit, but those are the... And I tell you what, all things considered, these are the fights that get us invested, right? The fights that make us talk shit. The fights that get the fucking... betting my fucking beard on it. People can fucking talk all the shit they want about Conor, but we all give a fuck about everybody. Everybody will tune into that fight and they will care. Hate or love him, you will care.
Real quick, here's the weird thing, and I didn't even think about this because I don't pay attention to this, to Brandon Shaw, but Andrew Reed tweets over, Shaw is dropping weight, give him DC.
Yeah, Andrew Reed, kill yourself.
Oh, come on, dude.
Get the fuck out of here. The only thing worse than Ryan Bader getting that shot is Brendan fucking, what's his nickname, the Big Brown?
Yeah, Big Brown.
Worst nickname ever.
It used to be the hybrid, which is worse.
The Big Brown, what the fuck?
It's fucking worse than that. Hey, I'll tell you what. Fucking Yoel Romero should be the Big Brown, and we all fucking know it. All right, there's got to be, is there any other bullshit that we need to discuss besides this fucking 187?
Yeah, real quick, but on 187, that's all. We'll just wrap it up here. All right, let's talk Michael Bisping. Before we get into this weekend's event, Michael Bisping gets set up against Dale's Lates. Does anybody give a shit?
First off, his last name is Lates, asshole.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, you know what? With all your I don't give a fuck about last names, that's because you're Mexican and your last name is Law. If it was like it was supposed to be some Hispanic name, you'd fucking care. You'd fucking care if everybody started getting your goddamn last name wrong, but it's Law, which I suspect your Mexicanness, to tell you the truth.
We'll talk after the show, buddy.
Nobody in the fucking world, except for Andrew Reed, because he's from the UK. But other than that, nobody in the world cares about Bisping headlining a fucking fight with Dale's Lates or an event. That's the worst headliner I've ever fucking heard of.
I had to agree with that. Kirby, what do you think of that shit?
I mean, like you said, unless you're Andrew Reed, unless you're an English fight fan, I think this is, I think it's a fight to get Bisping back on the right track, right? Like, Bisping kind of needs a win. Been looking a little shaky lately. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't had the greatest of performances. I knew that cocksucker would chime in.
Yeah, exactly. That was fucking great timing. I'll bet you that's Andrew Reed. Now, let me clarify, Andrew Reed. I like Michael Bisping. I really like him as a fighter. I like him as a personality. I hate this matchup because I think Taylor's Lades is a fucking bum that should be over in World Series of Fighting or fucking 1FC or wherever the fuck he came from. I can't stand to watch that fucker fight. This is going to end up being a boring fight.
Andrew Reed tweets over, Bisping is past it, don't want to watch him. Now the English fans don't care to see him either. So, I mean, it's kind of what it is. Justin, on that point, Michael Bisping, though, like, he still gets paid a lot. He's got the one fucked up eye that makes me laugh every time he's on UFC Tonight or whatever fucking show he does now.
I knew one of you pricks was going to do it. That's why I didn't even do it. I knew one of you pricks was going to make fun of his goofy eye. I knew it.
Oh, shit. Justin, what do you think of Michael Bisping? Do you think he's done or he's about big money fights? Because he's been bitching about, I should have gotten a title shot by now and shit, but he keeps losing fights.
Dude, what doesn't he bitch about, dude? I don't really care what he has to say. He says a lot of shit, but I don't blame him. I wouldn't take this fight either against fucking Talos Lades. It's kind of a bullshit. But where is this card at? It's in Scotland, right?
I think so. Yeah, Glasgow, I think is what it is.
Well, I hope they put on the fucking Irish whiskey and chill back because that's gonna be one boring ass main fight right there.
Are you sure that's the headliner for Glasgow?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
The co-main being Ross Pearson against I don't know who's he fighting?
Fuck. It's Ross Pearson against some goddamn body, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Reed, you're over in the UK. Pull some strings. Let us talk with Pearson. I'd like to have that little dude on the show. I think that'd be a lot of fun, right, Fred? Ross Pearson. Yeah, Ross.
That'd be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it, Aaron?
Correct. All right. Let's talk.
No, absolutely. Hey, fuck you. I don't say that shit on the show if you notice anymore.
No, you did. You fucking did. You did to fucking Elias.
Did he give him absolutely?
I'm pretty sure it was Elias. You said correct or some shit like that. It was either Elias or saying whatever. But I when you said that shit, I said out loud, correct? Like, who got you on that? Was it Rocky?
Correct is I said fantastic or absolutely. I never said nothing about correct.
All right. Let's talk this weekend. Whatever. Let's talk this weekend's card, man. Main event is Condit versus Thiago Alves. The Condit finally fucking returning after being gone for so goddamn long with injuries and shit. Let's just talk about the main event because I mean, there's Nick Lentz against Charles Oliveira, which is a pretty good fight, I think. Except Oliveira's gonna knock him out. Then Alex Oliveira against KJ Nunes is the third fight. For some reason, Ryan Jimmo's still fighting. I don't know why.
The Nick Lentz fight, that's a rematch, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And did you say KJ Nunes?
KJ Nunes against Alex Oliveira.
Against who?
Alex Oliveira. I'm assuming they're related. What?
Alex Rivera?
Alex Oliveira.
Why does that? Why is that not ringing a bell? Who the fuck is Alex Oliveira?
No idea.
He's a Brazilian, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't understand why they keep fucking pulling KJ Nunes out of the closet and dusting him off. Anybody ever been entertained by a KJ Nunes fight ever? Ever once? Never? No. Jesus Christ. For some reason, I thought he was already in World Series of Fighting.
Whoa. Settle down there, Dr. Feelgood. He's not, he's relatively exciting to watch fight. He's not that great.
No, fuck you. You're saying that just to fucking contradict me. When we get off the phone, when we get off the show, we'll Skype. You can fucking send me the link to an exciting KJ Nunes fight.
I'll fucking get into the ball and I'll find one.
Bullshit. Maybe in his amateur career, but that's like the fucking... It'll be all fucking blurry and out of focus and shit. It ain't real. That ain't KJ Nunes fighting exciting.
All right. Let's just talk about the main event. Carlos Condit against Thiago Alves. Justin, what do you think on this fight?
Oh man, I love Carlos Condit, so I'm gonna go Condit here, man. Alves was getting tooled up his last fight. Kind of came out in the second round and kind of found a way to pull it through, but I think Condit comes out and beats him up pretty quick. My opinion.
All right, Fred, what do you think of that fight?
I hate picking fights like this, man, because who the fuck knows? Who knows what Carlos Condit's going to look like, man? When the fuck did that dude fight last? Like,
Blew out his knee against Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, but how long ago was that? That shit was like a year and a half ago or some shit?
March.
Last March?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not too terribly long. I don't know, man. I think that obviously Carlos Condit should win this fight. I think he'll be the favorite, even as long as he's been gone. And I think that if he fights anything like he did before this injury, he'll win the fight. Thiago Alves is a decent striker. He's a good striker, a good, powerful Muay Thai striker, but I think that Carlos Condit's a lot more diverse as a fighter in general. He could probably win the striking battle with Thiago for real, but like if he really wants to pull out the fucking tricks, he should be able to out-grapple and out-wrestle him, for sure.
Yeah, Aaron, Carlos Condit obviously coming off a long layoff for the blown knee that they took against Tyron Woodley. You think he comes back like he used to, or we're gonna see a bit of rust?
No, I think he comes out like he used to. I think that at first it'll be a little bit slow, but Thiago has a tendency to break, and I think that's been something I've been noticing out of him more and more. Is his will to win isn't there like it was when he was younger. I think the first round is competitive, and then after that, Condit probably runs away with it, late submission or a unanimous decision.
All right. I guess we're gonna wrap it up here. There's nothing else on the list here, unless you guys want to bring something up. One thing I want to ask though, Fred, should McGregor lose, can we get you to shave your face live on YouTube?
Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But then fucking I'll have to do some shit here to make it sanitary and shit. But yeah, fucking we'll do it on Keyboard Warriors. If he loses, I'll fucking do it live.
All right, make sure you tune in for that shit, folks.
He ain't gonna fucking lose though. You poor pricks are gonna have a horrible Keyboard Warriors. You think this shit was bad? I used a bunch of lube tonight, baby. A bunch of lube, and I just stuck the tip in. If Connor wins, just don't even show up. Just don't even show up. Just let me run it, because it's gonna be horrendous if Connor wins.
Oh Jesus, it'll be insane. All right, we can probably come in with a fucking Irish accent too. Watch
that would be great. That would be good.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to Keyboard Warriors tonight. You can follow Justin Huffman at jhuffman_GLV, writes for the Garden Liberty Voice. Fred Kirby is at Kirby_MMA and at Gem City Fighting, and Aaron Robbins, it's at Stand and Bang Radio. And actually, this week's episode was actually pretty. I enjoyed it. You have two guys that are going back and forth on Twitter in a bit of a friendly banter. Sam Alvey and Elias Theodorou. Why don't you give the folks a little bit of a preview?
All right, this last show, like we said, Sam Alvey and Elias Theodorou. We talked with Elias about a lot of stuff that being on romance novels. Fred brought that up. That was funny. Being a stunt man. He's just a real intelligent guy. He admitted that he got too big for his last fight, looked a little chubby in the Valley Tudo shorts. And then Sam Alvey, really, we just bullshit with Sam Alvey. He's so much fun when he's on. We talk about perfect tan, stuff like that. I make a mistake and say that Elias Theodorou never tasted a guy. That was kind of an embarrassing moment. But I'll tell you, this next week's show I think is going to be pretty exciting. Quite sure that we've got Jessica Aguilera and Will Brooks coming on the show. So tune in.
Tune in. Definitely go to standandbangmma.com for this week's episode. Make sure you keep an eye on those guys for next week's episode, because I'm definitely kind of excited to hear from Jessica and Will Brooks. Will Brooks being the guy that bested Michael Chandler, so that was a pretty fucking impressive win. All right, and then the last tweet here from Mike Jarvis. Good call on the live shaving. That's gonna be great. I can't wait to see it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Thanks, Mike. Thank you to Andrew Reed. Thanks for everyone else tuning in. We'll check you guys out later. See you later, Justin, Fred, Aaron. You guys have a good night. And thanks for tuning in, folks.
Later.